Hi again, and thanks for tuning into this week's Value video. My name's Tim Heineke, and welcome to Value of the Week. The idea we're looking at this week is fairly involved. It's a really important idea, but it's a bit hard to get our thinking around. It's really hard to sort of get it in our heads because a lot of the time we think about ourselves and what's going on in our lives, but today I'm asking you to step beyond that and think about others. The idea that we're looking at this week is the idea of compassion. Now, being compassionate means that we have an awareness of what's going on around us. We have an awareness of the things that are not going so great in other people's lives. It means that we're thinking about the suffering that other people might be going through. Showing compassion means that we sympathise or we show concern for the misfortunes or the things that aren't going quite right in other people's lives. It means to understand where others are coming from, or another way that we look at it is we say that we are walking in somebody else's shoes. Showing compassion is another way that we show respect, and it's another way that we show empathy for other people. Now, to be able to show compassion in the first place, there's a couple of things we've got to do. Number one, we've got to open our eyes. We've got to be aware of what's going on around us. We've got to make sure that we keep an eye on things, and we've got to be aware of what's happening, I suppose. Secondly, we need to make sure that we notice if someone near us is sad or troubled or things are not going the way that they want them to. The third step requires us to put ourselves in their shoes. I suppose it's asking how we would feel if what was happening to them was happening in our lives. It's asking us to show that empathy, to be able to understand what it is that's happening that's making them, upset and unhappy. And then I suppose then from there, you've got to then ask yourself, is there anything that you can do that could help them? That could make things a little bit easier? Is there anything that you could do that would better their situation? Most of the time, it just means being there for them. It means being a good friend. It means being a good listener. Or it means making sure that they have someone to be able to talk to. It could be as easy as organising for them to be able to come to your place after school and do something together that you enjoy doing. Spending some time together where you can bring some happiness into their lives. Just being a good friend, like we've spoken about lots in the past. And I suppose also it's just making sure that you're available. If they've got to talk about stuff, if there's things that are bothering them, that you can talk to them about it. You see, the thing is, we're so lucky to live where we do and how we do. We've got everything in our lives that we need to be happy and healthy. Of course, it's always nice to be able to go to the shops and buy new things. But at the end of the day, we've got all that we need to be able to live a full life. But unfortunately, that's not the same for everybody. And this is where empathy and compassion come in so that we can share what's going on in our lives, all the good stuff. We can share it with people that are having a little bit more difficult than what we're having. Anyway, we're running out of time this week. I want you to challenge yourself this week to show compassion to others who are struggling, to others who are less fortunate than you, or others who are not as happy. I want you to try to give a little bit of you, give a little bit of happiness. Spend some time actually making them feel better about themselves and about the world. Be mindful of other people's needs. Do what you can to be able to share some light and some good in their life. See what difference you can make by just being a good friend and being there and being available for them. Get going with the idea of compassion, and I'll see you again next time.